Hi, this is Tina, and welcome back to another episode of Joyful Connections, where I get the opportunity to spend time with wonderful, inspiring visionaries, luminaries, and whatever titles we want to give, right? Around the world, or really to give examples to share through, stories of how to let joy be your guide and how to apply that in every area of your life. And so I'm really excited to welcome Nalini back from Chalice of Wisdom and Field Tuning. Hi, Nalini. Yeah, it'd be really lovely to just explore this topic for a bit, just from your perspective as to why is it so appropriate, maybe the word for this time, to why it's so you hear everybody talking about joy these days, and why is it so powerful? Why is it so awesome to dial into your joy channel? And, how does that apply into practical matters such as business, such as money, such as well-being, such as relationships, from your perspective?
Well, part of it has to do with the shift that's just happened, where in the last cycle, whose foundational energy was martyrdom, being sad and having things be difficult and the whole no pain, no gain, got you merit badges. So, but over, done, field closed, been plowed up, really, like just, no more. And so it's kind of a foreign thing for a lot of people. And people think, well, how is radical joy practical? Well, radical joy lifts your vibration. Just technically speaking, it lifts your vibration. When you have a lifted vibration, you have a wider sensory array. You have more open bands of perception, meaning you can see and feel and understand more. You are more intelligent in functioning with your environment, your business. You're more perceptive. You're more intuitive. You get that hit, that light bulb goes off for a really good idea, or you see something someone else might not see. You actually have the optimized sense of navigating your world. And this comes from a lifted vibration. It's not better. It's just when you're vibrating at a speed that's natural to you, or that's what we would call higher octaves of consciousness, you are more intelligent. You have more of an awareness. You're more spiritually intelligent, more business intelligent, more emotionally intelligent, because you are more sensitive. And for those who are sensitive already, sometimes they say, no more. I mean, like, talk to any empath right now and they're losing it. And it's like, because they can feel what's going on. Well, there is an ascended form of empathy that allows you to, yes, you'll feel it, but it doesn't need to impact. But then having the joy come through, that's what creates your energetic boundaries and shielding that says, more of this, please. I mean, the law of attraction, people will tell you that. It's like, this is the vibration I'm choosing. This is the energy that I'm choosing for my life and my world. And plus, it feels really good. And that's something that we've all been told to shy away from. And so the issue most people have with that, that's not practical. Like, how can you be filled with joy in a business meeting? Well, I've done it. You've done it. It's possible. And then you might want to consider, what are you actually doing? I mean, even if you're digging ditches, even if you're, I spoke to someone yesterday who's literally digging a ditch for his living right now. And the light and the joy in this man's eyes, I mean, is he working hard in the heat? And, is that tough? And is that what we would call a hard life? Yeah, absolutely. But the light and the joy in this person's eyes, because he's in nature that he loves, and he's working on the land that he loves, and he's providing for his family that he loves, and there's joy in that. Mm-hmm. So it comes in different forms, and that might not be your form of joy, and I'm sure, there may be things that he would rather be doing, but he's in that joy in that moment, and it was such a wonderful thing to see. If we hold that radical joy, just let the joy sprinkles fly through us and go wherever they need to go, like the experience you've had, Tina, and, be wherever they need to be in our field. If we're not doing that, honestly, we're not living our fullest, most authentic life. We're not being that we could be. There's no supposed to or should be or have to. I mean, those are all things we impose on ourselves, but we're not being what we could be if we are not in radical joy most of the time. And it's one of those things where instead of checking on, am I feeling, XYZ some way that you don't think you should feel or want to feel, start checking in, like, what's my joy quotient? How much joy is running through me? And if it feels a bit less than that, ask the source joy that's running through you. What is the adjustment that needs to happen here? And please move that through me. Let my mind get in the way. That'll take years. To figure this one out, but just make the adjustment so that I can glow. I can have that look in my eyes. I can have that light, no matter what I'm doing. If it's, brushing my teeth, or if it's, hauling furniture, or if it's, whatever it is you have to do. I have to go to the dentist, or I have to go. And I actually met a really good one recently. It was amazing. It was joyful. There's laughter, and this can happen anywhere.
Yeah.
Or being out doing something like, doing the marketing in a store that's what's available, but might not be what you would want to go into. Oh, I don't want to walk into that part. But if the joy walks in as you, it becomes something else. Mm-hmm. So it becomes completely different. And for practical, goal or forward moving applications, it's that you are open to more. You will see and perceive more. Because that joy will draw you to what's going to bring you more of this. Mm-hmm. What will help you feel more of this? That feels better. Or, oh, look at that. You wouldn't have seen it if you weren't sort of bubbling and percolating in this way.
Yeah.
So it's for opportunities, but also for the follow through. Like, oh, well, this will get written a different way, or this proposal will get delivered a different way, or this will get, things will happen differently because you're vibrating differently.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best thing.
Yeah. Well, I just, as I shared with you when we were, before we were recording, I had this experience a few weeks ago now where it was just really interesting. I feel like many people, and myself included in previous times, would look outside self to find the joy, to find, whatever it is that you were looking for. And I feel as if it started like the beginning of June or so, the energy suddenly shifted, and it's actually all the ways that maybe we needed it for the mind to have something to project on, that all like the angels and ascended masters, that it makes it easier to somehow see the qualities that they embody if you project it onto something outside yourself, but that the energy started shifting inwards. And so really not just talking about that everything is within, it really is. So I had this image of this ball, like a circle of light, color wheel. And there was one that was in the center of my brain, one in the center of my chest, and one at the base of the spine. And I was told to spin it. And as I brought my attention to it to spin it, it started moving around. It's like one of those toys I had as a kid that you swirl it on the ground and this thing would move and you'd see, ooh, there's colors everywhere. Yeah. And it looked like, as this was spinning, like they were sprinklers. So I started calling them my inner joy sprinklers, because it's like they were sprinkling these droplets of the different color rays to wherever they were required in my body. And then I started playing with it, because different colors holding different frequencies and different vibrations, and just playing with it and sending it through my body, and then through the environment, into my bank account, through all the things to do with my business, into the connections. And it just feels really juicy. But it also is like, this is now like this physical experience of being at source. So it's inside, it's self-sustaining, it keeps on moving. I have to bring my awareness to keep it spinning until perhaps it keeps doing it 24/7. But it's like, so nothing to look outside for anymore, but to really let that vibration emanate from within, and that clears the field. So there's nothing out there to clear it, but it's coming from your vibration.
It shifts your field, clearing,
yeah.
Yes, it shifts you into what is authentic and natural in your true nature. And that changes everything. It changes your experience. It changes what shows up for you, what opportunities are available. I mean, if you're not in that, some doors stay closed simply because you wouldn't resonate with them.
Yeah.
So it's having that come through. Yeah. And then where we used to say, well, what will bring me joy? Well, that it implies separation. No, it has to well up from within, from that part of the infinite field that we are, or you hose something down with joy. It's like, well, no, instead of that, just let the field fill up and then it will overflow. and lift up everything around you. And if something doesn't resonate with your vibration, it will simply move away or run or do whatever it needs to do. That's not appropriate, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not imposing anything on the field. It's saying, well, this is what spreads around me. It floods my immediate environment. And then if that's not suitable for someone else, they'll move, or there'll be some other interaction that happens in a different way, on a different plane, and they have their experience that works for them.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So it's like feeling everything shift. Yeah. Yeah, really, really fun. And it's like realizing that for many people, I have definitely had this experience, where I say, oh, I choose faith, for example. I remember that one. And then going, oh God, everything. It's a good thing that whenever I've made one of these choices, I wasn't thinking, well, I thought I was, but I really wasn't. But yeah, how then that's bringing up everything that's not that. And that as we are really letting that joy vibration emanate from, it will clear out, shift, transform any of the imprints in the body and the way that that's played out in life where that was not quite the same resonance, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's a different way. It's a different way of moving, and it's the way things are and will be on this world now. And the appearances may not bear that out yet, but remember that they're appearances and they're shifting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really fun. And to do things just for the fun of it. Isn't it interesting to look, how many people also don't have a clue as to what would be fun for them because, well, first of all, they've been conditioned that that's not responsible to be, to be having fun. And then going by realizing that, wow, what was fun for you yesterday may not be fun today, right? So to really let that unfold.
Yeah. And letting that light, letting those joy sprinklers be your guide. Let that work for you. As you, because that does guide you. And learning, we're all learning what our true natures, what really is fun for us, what lights us up. We're learning that. There will be bits and sprinkles and sparks of things that we've known all along and things that are true. But the more you hear your mind say, "Well, I know this is true for me," the more wrong you probably are.
Yeah.
It's not wrong, really. It's a limitation. It's like there's probably a whole lot more than that than you could be experiencing. You might want to just open that door just a little bit.
Yeah.
Let the door close it down.
I would say probably on the field tuning, the field resonators that you have up there at the moment, they will be wonderful support people too, because it really gets you out of your mind and lets you just really be entrained to those vibrations.
Yeah, the resonators that are an image for gazing, if you like to do that, some people put them on their desktop wallpaper or whatever, and then the sounds that just work like joy sprinklers that move energy through the body, and so the mind doesn't have anything to grab onto, so it can't interfere.
Yeah, that's so cool. Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. And, I also think, joy just happens to be what my preference in flavor is, if you like. Same would work for if someone were to choose freedom, for example, or harmony or peace or whatever vibration happens to be the tune that they prefer, right?
Exactly, same thing. Just let that move through you. Let those truth or freedom or whatever sprinklers go off, and let them start to shift everything. And let that guide you instead of, oh, I'm reaching for it. That there's nothing to reach for anymore. There's nothing outside. It's all coming through internally. So it's like, let that move through you and see where it takes you.
Yeah.
Be surprised.
Yeah. And it's interesting. So I'm feeling too that that's really shifting the way that modalities that may have really worked in the past, they're needing an upgrade. And
Everything's getting upgraded right now. And, I'm ordained in 3 mystical spiritual traditions. I know the whole formal path thing really well. And there wasn't anything wrong with any of that going forward, but everything is shifting now. Everything. And so the the thing to do, if there's a thing to do, is let it.
Mm-hmm.
Use what seems to work. And if something seems to shift and change, let it. Let this morphing happen, and then everything's going to morph. It is already. It can't be helped.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, it's always great joy to connect with you and to spend time together. And yeah, just, for anyone who would like to dive in a bit deeper and to experience the offerings that you have available, go and have a look at chaliceofwisdom.com. You'll find beautiful offerings there, transmissions. There are audios that can be purchased. There are gatherings that you can sign up for, lots of different things, beautiful writing on your article collection in the library. I'm thinking, what was the name of it? And the website is just really, really, really beautiful. Just to spend time in that. Or go to fieldtuning.com. I feel that fieldtuning.com is like so leading edge, so new, such a wonderful way of applying the technology that is available in this world with all the new energies and bringing that through with just the most exquisite images and gorgeous sounds, and looking what that does. It's real and it's fun. Talking about joy, that is fun. Yeah.
I'm very lucky. I'm working with some real genius creative artists and sound. It's
really beautiful
for all of us.
Yeah.
Things are happening there all the time. So that actually has its own sign up list for if you'd like to be notified for when new products are added, because it's very new. We have our major offerings out there right now, but there will be a whole range of them. So they're coming.
Beautiful. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share? Maybe some last few words about practical application of joy?
I think the most practical thing that you can do with joy, which you would know really well, is just be that. Let that move through you and be that. I read a quote, I don't know, somewhere within the last several weeks, and I will get it wrong, so I'm not going to try and do it, but something, if you're not living the life of radical joy, like the way you speak of, if you're not getting up in the morning and being happy to do so, then it's not that you're getting it wrong, it's just that there's more for you. There's more. And that more will create the openings and the steps and the availabilities and the synchronicities and the opportunities that you've been yearning for. That's what will create it. So surrender to that. It's not about surrender. I've talked about it for years, and it was my tough nut for a long time, but it's surrendering into the divinity, the field of light that you are. And that is the most joyful thing you can do. And it changes everything. The opening, synchronicities, the opportunities will show up. The miracles, just day-to-day little things that your mind will try and explain away and say, oh, well, that happened because, no, it happened because of this, joy that you're holding. So that it is the most powerful thing you can be.
Beautiful. Thanks, Nalini. Oh, I look forward to many more joyful conversations. And until we meet again, for everyone watching, listening, go forth, let joy be your guide, and discover what that is, to a life that is worth waking up for every day. And until the next time, many joyful blessings.